Hi, I'm Glenn Mather, founder of NewView, and I just want to share a few things with you today. Many people, when they're thinking about their investments and being in the stock market, they go, that's my only choice. That's the only thing I can do. That's what my advisor's doing, and that's what all my friends and relatives are doing. There is something different. It's called a self-directed IRA. And what it does is it unlocks the ability for you to invest in thousands of things that you never thought you could hold in an IRA. Well, when I tell people that, they go, like what? And how's that going to work? Well, first of all, understand that if you have an IRA or a 401k at a particular institution, you can also have a self-directed IRA. So it's not either or, it can be and a lot of our clients do that. So the second question is, well, exactly what can you invest in that you can invest, let's say at Charles Schwab or at Merrill Lynch or any of the other brokerage houses? Bottom line is alternative investments or private investments. Imagine, if you will, if everything that you had to buy in life, you had to buy at retail price. Your car, your house, the clothes on your back. That doesn't feel right? Because we look for bargains, we look for things that are less expensive, we look for things that are going to give us better return. Well, the stock market, you can't do that because you pay retail price for everything you buy. With a self-directed IRA, it's much, much different. And not everybody's shopping for the same thing. That's really cool. So I'm going to talk about 4 different types of investments that you can do in a self-directed IRA that you can't do in traditional markets. And you can decide whether they're right for you, but it's kind of fun. And once again, you can do this in addition to investing in the market. First is real estate. As a matter of fact, most of our clients, the majority of our clients buy real estate. There's a lot of other things, but real estate is just easy for people to understand. A lot of people like rental real estate, single family home rentals. And what happens is your IRA purchases that, and then all the payments from the rental of that property come back into your IRA. All the expenses come out of your IRA. People like this because generally it's a protection against inflation. Should it go up, rents will go up and the underlying value will go up. And by the way, you can collect your rents whether you're 25 or 75. And you can have a property manager manage it for you. There's many other kinds of real estate. You can buy raw land. As a matter of fact, my very first purchase with my self-directed IRA was a lot near the coastal town of Seabrook in South Carolina. There wasn't anything on it, but my IRA bought it. Later on, I was able to sell it and had that growth all inside my self-directed IRA. You can buy commercial buildings. You can buy large buildings and just buy a small piece of it in a partnership. You can buy a strip mall. You can do all of these kinds of things in your IRA. Second thing you can do is you can lend money. You go, well, I'm not a lender. Well, I'm not either, but I learned how powerful that is. So I'm able to lend my IRA, as you are with a self-directed IRA. You get to talk to the borrower, determine whether they're worthy of your money, of your IRA money. And all the payments, once again, come back to you. You can negotiate what those terms are. And most importantly, you can negotiate the security instrument behind that. In other words, a mortgage on a house. A mortgage allows the bank or the lender to resecure that ownership of that property should you not pay. You have that ability to do so inside your IRA. And you can even partner with other people if you don't want to do the whole loan. It's pretty powerful. Private investments. Let me talk about private investments. This is kind of interesting because I've had several of these. I've actually invested myself in these. Our clients do it all the time. And I'll give you an example. There's a beltway that's being built around Orlando. And they built up some brand new off-ramps. Nothing there but fields. Bit by bit, you would see that commercial ventures start to grow up. Gas stations, hotels, restaurants, malls. All grow up out of those areas, and it takes money to develop that. What can happen is a private individual, you can actually invest your money and your IRA money into those. Nice thing is you watch them grow. It could be Walmart that actually is paying your IRA for the land lease, for your portion of the land lease that's on that property. These things are happening all around you, and generally speaking, you don't know about it because nobody knows that you have access to your self-directed IRA funds. And the returns are really, really staggering. Much more simple, what about a startup business? Yes, your IRA can actually buy stock in a startup business. Has to be 49% or less. In other words, it can't be somebody funding your own business from your own IRA account. But to be investing in a friend's, absolutely cool. And you know something, if this goes public, or if it gets larger and it gets sold, all of those gains go into your IRA tax-free. So that is really, really amazing. So those are just 4 ideas of thousands of ideas that you can do inside a self-directed IRA. If you don't dig a little bit more and learn a little bit more from accessing the information that's on the screen, you're really going to miss out, because no one's getting a commission from you investing in a self-directed IRA. The gains are all in your pocket, in your IRA. So take the time, learn a little bit more, and become part of NuView.